This is the Season Long Podcast in support of the YouTube channel SeasonLongBaller, where we play the entire full 82-game schedule, mirroring the actual Washington Wizards schedule through our player build, Jaymont Summerz, which we built on NBA 2K23, and now we have resumed that on NBA 2K24, and we are playing the full season. And as you can see, here's what we did last week, starting off with a victory against the Jazz. Now, this is all preliminary. We know the big deal is what happened on March 10th with the Miami Heat. We will get to that in just a second. But first, 3 games prior to that Miami Heat game, 2 along with the Heat, we had 3 Southeast Division rival games. The only Southeast Division foe we didn't play was the Atlanta Hawks this week. But we started off with the Jazz, and that's noteworthy as we hit our first 12 shots in that game, missed our final 3, went 12 out of 15, and scored 31 points against the Jazz. Followed that up, now how's this for an encore? Followed that up with a 12 out of 16 from the field performance, again 31 points, and defeated the Magic 70-56. And then finally against the Hornets on Friday, defeated the Hornets 74-63 and got a career high 13 assists in the game, almost had a triple-double, had 9 rebounds, so ended up with 23 points, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds, but the 13 assists was a career high, and somehow I have a funny feeling we'll be talking about that 13th assist just a little bit later on. So let's get down to it. The big game, the Miami Heat yesterday, as we were taking on the Heat in South Beach, and this was our first matchup for a while with the Heat, but we've lost the previous 2. The Heat right now are the 3 seed, as we'll talk about that a little bit later. They're the 3 seed out east as we are heading down to the home stretch for the playoffs, and they have, like I said, had 2 victories over us already. So first of all, the Wizards get Alperen Sengun back. He had been injured for the past few weeks, and Daniel Gafford, as it was at the beginning of the season, was starting in the center position. But against the Miami Heat, I felt we would need both of those big men, because the Miami Heat's injured big man, Clint Capella, well, he is returning for this game as well. Now, you're probably wondering, why is Clint Capella, the former Atlanta Hawk center, playing for the Miami Heat? Well, Duncan Robinson was traded to the Hawks for Clint Capella, and that was the main players in that deal in our simulation. So Capella starts for the Heat beside Bam Adebayo. So there you have it. Both teams get big men back, and the Heat start Capella while the Wizards do start Sengun but bring Gafford off of the bench. So in this huge matchup, Wizards get the 65-59 victory, shooting 51% from the field, which is our best performance from the field against the Heat this season. In our 2 previous matchups with the Heat, we only shot around 38% against the Heat. So we did not play well at all against the Heat. The first matchup with the Heat was back in early November, and we were destroyed in that game 77-62. And then our second matchup with the Heat was not too long ago, actually. We faced the Heat in early February, and that too, pretty much same result, a 70-62 victory for the Heat, where again, we shot like 38% from the field in both games. But in this one, we were over 50%, and the Heat only shot 46%. But this is probably the biggest difference in the game. Now, granted, we did shoot more free throws than the Heat, but not a significant difference. But with Bam Adebayo and Clint Capella, who kills us on the boards, killed us in the second matchup. He wasn't in the first one, but in the second matchup, he killed us on the glass, and he's historically killed us on the glass when he's been playing for Atlanta. Take a look at this. We actually out-rebounded the Heat 7-4, and then cleaned up our defensive boards as well. So we out-rebounded the Heat in this game 32-24. Again, that is very significant because we usually get killed on the glass by Clint Capella. And then you throw in Bam Adebayo, and what in the world did you think was going to happen? But we finally get our first victory against the Heat, and we will be facing them once more, since they are Southeast Division rivals. We will be facing them once more just a little bit later on in the season. Now, Adebayo had 17 points to go along with 3 rebounds to lead the Heat in scoring. You see Jimmy Butler was only 3 out of 9 from the field for 7 points, and Tyler Hero was only 2 out of 8. So that's a big reason. 2 main cogs in the Heat offense there, struggling from the field, going a combined 5 out of 17. For the Wizards, again, led by our player build, Jaymont Summerz, we had 23 points to go with 8 assists and 6 rebounds, 9 out of 17 from the field, but after shooting very well all week long from deep, we were only 2 out of 7 against the Heat. So again, we'll be playing them again. We'll see if we can split the season series with the Heat. That matchup will be in DC just a little bit later on in the season as we head down the playoff stretch. And it is a 65-59 victory for the Wizards. And we were leading most of that game by double-digit margins, which was the reverse of the games we had played against the Heat, where they were leading the entire game and we were trying to get back into it. But with 42 seconds to go and like a 13-point lead, we were taken out of the game in some kind of way. In 42 seconds, the Heat cut the lead by like 10 points, like 7 to 10 points, and it finally ended up being a 6-point victory for the Wizards, 65-59. Taking a quick look at a couple of the award races, the main one here, the MVP. Right now, our player build, we are still in first place with averages as you see there. So we are still in first place right now for the MVP voting, followed by Jokic, Doncic, Embiid, and Gilgeous-Alexander of the OKC Thunder. 6th man of the year, right now, it's Russell Westbrook. Chris Paul had been leading that category for most of the season in our simulation here, but now you see Westbrook is leading that category. Paul is 2nd, Josh Hart of the Knicks is 3rd, and the Knicks right now are the 2nd seed out east. Jaden Hardy of the Mavericks is 4th, and Jordan Poole, believe it or not, Poole has finally moved into that role. I guess he's been scoring a little bit better for us when he's been on the floor with me, and I think he's been shooting slightly better. So Poole now getting some votes as a 6th man. And as you know, Jordan Poole does not start on our Wizards. DeLon Wright starts at the 2 guard as we are playing the point. So take a quick look at some of those scoring, some of those statistics that you just saw. Summerz with 27 points a game is leading the league in scoring. Gilgeous-Alexander is 2nd. Doncic is 3rd. Curry for the longest time, Steph Curry for the longest time was in the 2nd position, but he's fallen off just a slight bit at 16.1 points per game. Summerz is also leading the league in assists, 6.2 a game. Jokic is 2nd at 5.6. Trae Young is 3rd with 5.3. Tyrese Halliburton and James Harden at 5.1 and 5.0 even respectively round out your top 5 in assists. Now Summerz is 13th in rebounding at 5.6. We've been kind of hovering. At one time we were as high as 2nd, but now we are 13th. We've fallen out of the top 10. We had kind of hung around the top 10 as well, but right now still averaging 5.6 rebounds a game, which is still pretty good, and he is in 13th place. Now finally, 2 more stats I should say to go over. 95.2% from the free throw line. That as well leads. Again, Steph Curry for a long time was in 2nd, but you see he has fallen to 4th. Kevin Durant right now at 92.4% is 2nd, and Gilgeous-Alexander is 3rd at 91.1%. Finally, turnovers. Got to talk about something bad, right? Slowly have moved up the ranks, unfortunately, in terms of turnovers. 2nd only to Gilgeous-Alexander by just a hair, as he is averaging 1.8 turnovers a game, and we are likewise at 1.8 turnovers a game. But we are just a hair behind him in terms of most turnovers a game, and hopefully we will not pass him. I'd like to get that number back down, but right now we are at 1.8 and have been slowly climbing up the charts. Now, we did mention it during the game itself, but as you see here, Jaymont Summerz is the set the team record for most 3-pointers made in a season with 248 and counting this season. And you see Bradley Beal has 2nd and 3rd, and Gilbert Arenas has 4th and the 5th positions nailed down there. But we broke that record about a week or so ago. We got the 224th of the season, and we did highlight that in the game. But now we have added to that lead with 248. Taking a look at the playoff picture and some of the team stats right now for the Wizards, we are 50-13 as we head into our game against the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow. We have a 4-game winning streak, 8-2 in our last 10, 26-7 away, 24-6 at home. That's 69.6 points a game is number 1 in the league. And the 41.3 three-point percentage has been between first and second with the Warriors most of the season, is where we've been alternating. And we are shooting just about 52.5% from the field. And you see right now with the playoff picture, the Wizards, the Knicks, the Heat, and the Sixers are your top four, with the Pacers and the Cavaliers rounding out 5th and 6th and avoiding the play-in game at the moment. And the Chicago Bulls, who we will be playing for the first time a little bit later on, they are manning the 7th position, and the Celtics right now are in 8th. And I can't say I would be looking forward to the Celtics if they get out of that playoff game, that play-in tournament as it stands right now in the 8th position. Now, I can't say I'd want to play them in the first round. All right, taking a look at your power rankings at the moment, the Wizards are the 1 seed there, or have the number 1 position. Knicks are 2nd, Sixers are 3rd. The Lakers are the first team from the West at 4th, and the Warriors are 5th. The Heat, who are 3rd in the East, as you know, are 6th in the power rankings, and the Thunder, Clippers, and Nuggets round out your top 9. So, right now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Jaymont Summerz play of the week. Into the front court, and he misses the shot. Rebound. I don't know who did the gaffer. I'm going to go over here to the left. Oh, lob to Avdia. Got it. Got it to Avdia. That's a miracle lob. You know I have no kind of chemistry like that with Avdia, but I saw him ahead, and you know I wanted my Baker's dozen assists to get my own career high. I mentioned it during the game. Who saw that coming? My career high record-breaking assist is a long assist to Denny Avdia, of all people. You would think it'd be a lob to Gafford. Instead, it's a long lob to Avdia, who you know we are never on the same wavelength. So that is a very big surprise, but an awesome play, and that is our Jaymont Summerz play of the week. So here's what we've got coming up next week. Our rematch with the Memphis Grizzlies. We played them earlier in the season, second game of the season, back on October 28th, and the Grizzlies were without Ja Morant. Now, in our league, he is healthy and playing, so he will be playing, but he was suspended earlier in the season, so he didn't play in that game. We got a 74-67 victory over the Grizzlies on ring night, which, as I've joked about back in October, obviously the NBA didn't know that in our simulation, we defeated the Grizzlies 4-1 in our NBA Finals on NBA 2K23, and we will have that playoff run in the description. And so, obviously, that having them there for the ring ceremony of all things, boy, talk about taking the knife and twisting it in. So the Grizzlies may be motivated to try to kick our butts. This time it's going to be in Memphis, and we had a 74-63 victory in late October over the Grizzlies. We're going to stay out west and take on the Houston Rockets for the first time on Thursday. And then our first look at the Chicago Bulls on Saturday, and we round out the week next Sunday against the Boston Celtics, who we have had some pretty good games. Pretty in quotes, good games against the Celtics. And we know the third game of the season, right after we played the Grizzlies earlier in the season. I wonder what happened in that game. But let's talk about the Bulls for just a second. The Bulls were much like the Indiana Pacers for us. It seemed like we played the Bulls a lot. Now, the Pacers last season, it really did seem like we had Pacers on the brain. And probably because of that, the Bulls kind of slid under the radar a little bit. And because we did not play the Bulls early in the season, it also felt like they slid under the radar just a bit. But we played the Bulls, just like the Pacers, 8 times last season, and we won all 8 matchups. We beat them during the regular season 4 times, and then in the second round of the playoffs, we opened the playoffs with the Pacers, and that was a 4-game sweep. We played the Bulls in the second round last season, and that was a 4-game sweep as well. So we played the Bulls just as many times as we played the Pacers. And like I said, the big difference this time is that we have not seen the Bulls at all this season until March, and we are about to play them 3 times in this month. Or 3 times before the end of the season. So we're about to see a lot of Chicago, but we're not going to play them 4 times in the regular season. So there is that. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Season Long Podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening. It is very much appreciated. If you like what we're doing on the channel, just go ahead and give us that like and subscribe. And that notification bell, it's really easy here on our channel. When the real Wizards play, we are playing. Now, the only difference is, of course, is the real Wizards, I I have a funny feeling they're not going to make the playoffs. just a guess. I think I can put some money down on that one. But we will make the playoffs. So that's what that notification bell is handy for, because our playoff schedule will be obviously different than the real Wizards, but we will be kind of trying to mirror whoever ends up being the number one seed out east. There will be some differences, but that's what we try to do. But that notification bell comes in handy for that. So we will see you tomorrow against the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis. That's it for Season Long Baller.